Beloved, today I want to remind you of something powerful. You were not sent here to chase, to cling, or to beg for what doesn't align with you. You were sent here to grow, to shine, and to walk the path of your highest good. The moment you detach from what drains you, let go of what no longer serves you, and focus on your own journey, miracles begin to unfold. So often we think that detachment means losing something valuable. We fear that if we let go, we will be left with empty hands and an empty heart. But the truth is the opposite. Detachment is not loss. Detachment is freedom. When you release your hold on what no longer serves you, you are not left behind. You are lifted higher. You create the space for peace, for clarity, for new beginnings to enter your life. Imagine yourself holding tightly to something that hurts. It could be a relationship, a memory, a dream that no longer aligns with who you are today. The more you grip it, the heavier it feels. Your knuckles tighten, your energy drains, your spirit feels trapped. But the moment you release it, your hand is free again. You can open it to the sun, to the breeze, to blessings waiting to land in your palm. Detachment is not punishment. It is the gift of lightness. We often confuse attachment with love. We think that clinging to someone means we value them. We think that replaying the past means we honor it. But real love does not suffocate, and true respect does not bind. Love allows, it flows, it trusts. To detach is to trust that what is right for you will remain, and what is not will fade. Detachment is not a wall between you and others. It is the bridge that carries you back to yourself. When you detach, you step into your own power. You no longer measure your worth by someone else's behavior or approval. You stop seeking validation from outside sources and begin to remember your own inner truth. You are whole. You are enough. You do not need to cling to anyone or anything to prove that. The freedom of detachment allows you to stand tall in your own light, knowing that your value does not rise or fall depending on how someone else sees you. Think about the seasons. Trees let go of their leaves when autumn arrives. They do not cling to what has already served its purpose. They trust that in time, new leaves will grow, new blossoms will bloom. Nature teaches us the beauty of letting go, the sacred rhythm of release and renewal. In the same way, when we detach from what is finished in our lives, we make space for the new season that is waiting. Sometimes detachment means walking away from people who cannot walk with us anymore. Sometimes it means letting go of dreams that once mattered but no longer align with our truth. Sometimes it means loosening our grip on expectations, outcomes, or control. And while this can feel uncomfortable, it is never true loss. The only thing we lose is the weight that was keeping us from rising. Detachment also allows us to see clearly. When we are too attached, we look through the eyes of fear. We worry about what might be taken away. We chase what we think will complete us. We cling to illusions of security. But when we detach, our vision clears. We begin to see what is real. We recognize which people truly value us and which situations truly nourish us. Detachment brings wisdom because it removes the fog of desperation. Freedom is born in that clarity. The freedom to choose joy instead of pain. The freedom to rest instead of endlessly chasing. The freedom to love without conditions. Because we are no longer afraid of losing. In detachment, we learn that love is not possession. Success is not control. Happiness is not in holding tightly. True joy is found in openness, in trust, in surrender. The truth is, when you let go, you never truly lose anything that was meant for you. What belongs to you will always find you. The right people, the right opportunities, the right blessings. These things are drawn to you naturally when you are aligned with your highest good. By detaching, you are not rejecting your desires. You are creating the space for them to arrive in their most perfect form. Every time you detach, you are choosing yourself. You are saying, I will no longer sacrifice my peace for the sake of clinging. You are saying, I trust life to bring me what is meant for me. And that trust is freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from struggle, freedom from the chains of the past. So today, give yourself permission to let go. Release the need to control. Release the people who cannot love you the way you deserve. Release the weight of past disappointments. And as you release, feel the lightness filling your heart. Feel the freedom moving through your spirit. Detachment is not loss. It is the opening of your hands, your heart, and your soul to something far greater than what you once held on to. It is the doorway to peace, to healing, to miracles. And when you walk through that doorway, you will see clearly that you have not lost. You have been set free. There is a deep truth in life that many of us resist. Healing begins when we let go. We often think that holding on tightly keeps us safe, keeps us connected, or keeps us in control. But the more we hold on to what has already ended, the more we block the flow of healing that is waiting to enter. Letting go does not mean we forget, and it does not mean we do not care. Letting go simply means we love ourselves enough to create space for peace, for renewal, and for light to enter where pain once lived. When you hold on to past hurts, you carry them like stones in your heart. Every thought, every memory, every grudge adds to the weight, and soon it feels as though life is harder than it should be. But the moment you release even one of those stones, you begin to breathe more freely. You begin to notice lightness returning to your spirit. Letting go is an act of healing because it clears away what no longer nourishes your soul. There are moments in life when we replay the past over and over again, hoping to change the ending. We imagine different words, different choices, different outcomes. But no matter how many times we revisit it, the past remains the same. It cannot be rewritten. What can change, however, is the meaning we give it. What can shift is our willingness to say, I no longer need to carry this pain with me. The moment we decide to release, we allow the past to rest and the present to heal. Healing is not something that happens when we force it. It happens when we create the conditions for it to naturally unfold. Just as a wound on the skin needs air and care to close, so does the heart. But when we hold on to anger, resentment, or regret, we cover that wound with more pain, preventing it from breathing. Letting go is like removing the weight that suffocates your healing. It is an act of kindness toward yourself. Many people believe that letting go means losing something important. They fear that if they stop holding on to someone, they will lose their connection to love. But love does not vanish when you release attachment. In truth, love grows stronger when it is not bound by clinging. Love transforms into wisdom, compassion, and gratitude. The relationship may shift, but the essence of love remains within you. Letting go of a person does not erase them from your heart. It simply sets both of you free to heal and grow in your own ways. Think about the seasons of life. Winter does not cling to autumn, and spring does not resist winter's passing. Each season lets go so that the next can arrive. If nature refused to release, the earth would never bloom again. In the same way, you must trust the rhythm of your own life. Letting go makes room for new seasons, new growth, new opportunities to come. Healing cannot find you if you are holding too tightly to what has already ended. Sometimes letting go means forgiving yourself. You may be holding on to guilt for choices you once made, things you once said, or paths you once took. You may believe that punishing yourself somehow makes up for the past, but punishment does not heal. Forgiveness does. The moment you let go of self-blame, you open the door for self-love to return. You remind yourself that you did the best you could with the knowledge you had then, And now you choose to move forward with greater wisdom. That is how healing happens. Through release, not through punishment. Other times, letting go means releasing expectations. You may have pictured your life unfolding in a certain way, and now you find yourself disappointed when reality looks different. But holding on to what should have been blinds you to the beauty of what is. Letting go of rigid expectations allows you to see blessings in unexpected places. Healing begins when you stop demanding that life look a certain way and start embracing the gifts that are already present. The most powerful thing about letting go is that it clears a sacred space within you, a space for peace to live, a space for love to grow, a space for joy to take root. If your heart is full of old wounds, there is no room for new blessings. But once you release the past, your soul becomes fertile ground for miracles. The universe always fills the empty spaces we create with something better, something higher, something more aligned with who we are becoming. So, if you are holding on tightly today to a person, a memory, a disappointment, or even a version of yourself that no longer exists, ask yourself gently, what would happen if I released this? You may feel fear at first because holding on feels familiar. But beyond that fear is freedom. Beyond that fear is healing. Beyond that fear is the life you truly deserve to live. Letting go is not the end. It is the beginning. It is the moment you decide that your well-being matters more than your wounds. It is the moment you give yourself permission to breathe again, to feel again, to hope again. Every time you let go, you step closer to your true self. And in that space, healing naturally unfolds. Softly, gently, beautifully. Your life is not an accident. Your path is not a mistake. You are here for a reason, a purpose, and a journey that belongs only to you. Every step you have taken, even the ones that felt uncertain or painful, has been guiding you to where you are now. Your path is sacred. It is yours alone, and no one else can walk it, live it, or define it. Too often we compare ourselves to others. We look at what they have achieved, how fast they seem to be moving, how bright their lives appear, and we question ourselves. We wonder if we are behind, if we are failing, if we are missing something. But comparison blinds us to the truth. No two souls have the same purpose. No two lives unfold in the same rhythm. When you measure yourself against another, you dishonor the uniqueness of your journey. Your path is not theirs, and theirs is not yours. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you are meant to be. There is a sacred order in your life, even in the moments that seem chaotic. Every challenge, every detour, every delay holds wisdom for your growth. Sometimes the things you call obstacles are actually stepping stones. Sometimes what feels like rejection is simply redirection towards something greater. The path may twist, it may curve, it may feel uncertain, but it is always leading you to the lessons and blessings your soul came here to experience. When you learn to trust your path, peace enters your heart. Trust reminds you that you do not need to control every detail or rush every outcome. You do not need to walk at someone else's pace or mimic someone else's steps. Your sacred journey has its own rhythm, and when you honor it, you align with the flow of life. Trust whispers, you are guided. You are supported. You are exactly where you need to be. Your path is sacred because it was designed for your growth. It carries the experiences that shape your strength, your wisdom, and your compassion. Every pain you have endured has softened you in ways that allow you to understand others more deeply. Every victory you have celebrated has reminded you of your power. Every season of waiting has prepared you for what is to come. Nothing is wasted on your journey. Even the parts you wish you could erase are weaving themselves into the masterpiece of your becoming. When you forget the sacredness of your path, You may feel tempted to take shortcuts. You may try to copy someone else's way, believing that their success will become your own if you only follow their footsteps. But the truth is, if you walk another's road, you lose your way. What works for them may not align with your soul. Their blessings are designed for them, just as yours are designed for you. When you honor your individuality, you open yourself to the unique abundance, love, and opportunities that belong only to you. Think of a garden filled with different flowers. A rose does not look at a sunflower and say, "I should be taller." A sunflower does not look at a daisy and say, "I should be smaller." Each blooms in its own time, in its own way, radiating its own beauty. In the same way, your path is sacred because it allows you to bloom in the way only you can. No one else can shine with your light. No one else can bring your gifts to the world. Your journey also calls for courage. Walking your sacred path means listening to your inner voice, even when it goes against the crowd. It means honoring your intuition when others do not understand. It means saying yes to yourself, even if it means saying no to others. This is not selfishness. It is self-respect. When you walk your true path, you give the world the best version of yourself. And that is the greatest gift you can offer. Sacred does not mean perfect. Your journey will not always be smooth or easy. There will be times you stumble, times you doubt, times you question. But even these moments are holy because they teach you resilience. They remind you of your strength. They lead you back to the truth that within you is a spirit that cannot be broken. Each difficulty shapes you, polishes you, and prepares you for the next chapter of your unfolding story. So today, remember your path is sacred. You do not need to rush. You do not need to compare. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. All you need is the courage to trust, the faith to keep walking, and the love to honor yourself along the way. Every step you take is meaningful. Every breath you breathe is part of your divine journey. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are exactly where life needs you to be right now. Your path is sacred, and as you walk it with trust, with love, and with openness, you will discover that every twist and turn is guiding you home, to yourself, to your purpose, to the fullness of who you are meant to be. What you give your attention to grows. This is one of the most powerful truths you will ever learn. Wherever you direct your thoughts, your feelings, and your focus, energy begins to move, and that energy has the ability to shape your reality. When you keep feeding your worries, your fears, your doubts, they expand and take over your life. But when you choose to focus on love, abundance, healing, and joy, those qualities blossom and multiply. Energy flows where attention goes. Think about the simple act of planting a seed. If you water it, nurture it, and give it sunlight, it will grow. If you neglect it or pour poison over it, it will wither. Your thoughts are like seeds, and your attention is the water. Every day, with every thought you choose, you are planting and watering something in the garden of your life. The question is, are you nurturing weeds or are you nurturing flowers? Many people live their lives without realizing the power of their focus. They wonder why negativity seems to follow them. But they spend hours dwelling on what is wrong, replaying painful memories, and imagining worst-case scenarios. They wonder why opportunities feel scarce. But they constantly repeat to themselves, "There's never enough. Nothing ever works out for me." Your mind is listening. The universe is listening. Whatever you continually feed with your attention is what will return to you multiplied. But the beauty of this truth is that it also works for your highest good. When you focus on gratitude, even in small things, you create a flow of abundance in your life. When you focus on love, you attract more love in return. When you focus on healing, your body and spirit respond by moving toward balance and wholeness. Energy flows to the places you shine your light on. That is why shifting your focus is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. It doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It means choosing to direct your attention in a way that supports your growth rather than your pain. For example, if you are facing a struggle, you can either dwell on the problem endlessly, or you can place your focus on solutions, on lessons, on the strength you are developing through the challenge. The first drains you. The second empowers you. Both are possible, and the choice lies in where you place your attention. Consider how often you give energy to people who don't value you, to situations that steal your peace, or to thoughts that diminish your worth. Every time you do, you are watering weeds. Imagine how your life would transform if you withdrew that energy and instead gave it to yourself, to your dreams, to your healing, to your joy. Imagine how powerful you would feel if you took all the time spent worrying about what others think and instead invested that attention into building your vision. That is when energy shifts. That is when life begins to change. Energy does not discriminate between what you want and what you don't want. It simply follows your focus. If you constantly say, "I don't want to be broke," "I don't want to be alone," "I don't want to fail," you are still pouring attention into lack, loneliness, and fear. To shift the flow, you must reframe your focus. Instead of "I don't want to be broke," focus on "I welcome financial abundance." Instead of "I don't want to be alone," focus on "I open myself to healthy, loving connections." Instead of "I don't want to fail," focus on "I trust myself to succeed in my own way." The energy responds to your words and your focus, and it creates more of what you direct it toward. Your mind is like a powerful lens. When you focus it on darkness, you magnify the shadows. When you focus it on light, you magnify the blessings. This is not about denying difficulties. It is about remembering that you always have the choice of where to place your gaze. Even in the middle of hardship, you can choose to see the lesson. Even in uncertainty, you can choose to see possibility. That choice of focus shapes not only how you feel, but also what you attract. Every day, ask yourself, where is my attention flowing? Is it building me up or tearing me down? Is it nourishing peace or feeding fear? This simple awareness can change your life. Because once you notice where your focus has been, you have the power to redirect it. And the moment you redirect your focus, you redirect the flow of energy. Life is always responding to you. The universe is always listening. Whatever you focus on, you invite more of. That is why gratitude is so powerful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing to what is already here. And as you give thanks, your energy multiplies your blessings. That is why affirmations are so powerful. They redirect your focus to who you are becoming instead of who you fear you might be. That is why self-love is so powerful. When you place your attention on honoring yourself, the word begins to reflect that love back to you. So today, choose carefully where you place your focus. Withdraw your energy from the thoughts that weaken you and pour it into the ones that uplift you. Stop feeding weeds and start feeding flowers. Stop magnifying fear and start magnifying love. Remember, energy flows where attention goes. And when you focus on light, on gratitude, on abundance, on healing, your entire life begins to reflect that choice back to you in the most miraculous ways. There is a gentle truth that brings peace to the restless heart. What is meant for you will never pass you by. You do not need to chase it, force it, or beg for it. The love, opportunities, and blessings that truly belong to you are already making their way toward you. Life has a divine order, and when you learn to trust that order, You step out of fear and into peace. You realize that you do not need to cling to what is leaving, nor do you need to exhaust yourself trying to hold on to what doesn't fit. What is yours will always find you. So much of our suffering comes from the belief that we must control everything. We cling tightly to relationships, even when they hurt us. We obsess over outcomes, fearing that if we let go, we will lose everything. But life is not designed to be controlled. It is designed to be trusted. The same way the ocean tides rise and fall without your effort, the same way the sun rises each morning without your command. Your life has a flow that is guided by forces greater than your fears. When you trust, you stop chasing what is not aligned with you. You stop giving energy to people who cannot see your value. You stop begging for doors to open that were never meant for you. Instead, you begin to walk with dignity, knowing that what is truly yours will come with ease, not struggle. This doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you align your energy with faith rather than desperation. You continue to grow, to love, to create, and as you do, the right people and opportunities are drawn to you like rivers flowing to the sea. There is great peace in surrender. Imagine releasing your need to control every detail of your life. Imagine letting go of the anxiety of what if and what next. Imagine standing in trust, saying to yourself, if it is meant for me, it will come. If it is not, then something better is on its way. That is the kind of faith that transforms your life. That is the kind of trust that softens your heart and frees your mind. Sometimes what belongs to you takes time to arrive. You may feel impatient, believing that life has forgotten you, but delays are not denials. Often, life is preparing you, shaping you, strengthening you for the blessings you asked for. If they came too soon, you might not be ready to receive them. Trusting the process means believing that even in waiting, something beautiful is happening. You are being prepared, and what is yours is being prepared for you. Think of all the times you thought you had lost something forever, only to realize later that life brought you something far better. Perhaps a relationship ended, and though it broke your heart, it opened the space for a healthier love to enter. Perhaps a job slipped away, but it made room for a greater opportunity that aligned with your true purpose. Every so-called loss was never really a loss. It was life guiding you back to what was truly yours. When you look back, you can see the invisible hand of grace weaving everything together. Trust does not mean passivity. It means walking with confidence in your own path. You continue to take inspired action, but you do not force, you do not beg, you do not chase. You know that if something is not flowing, it may not be for you. And rather than fighting it, you release it with love, trusting that what belongs to you cannot be taken away. What is yours has your name on it, and no amount of delay or detour can keep it from reaching you. This kind of trust also allows you to love without fear. When you know that the right people will stay, you no longer cling to relationships out of desperation. You can give freely without holding back because you trust that love that is meant for you will remain. And if someone leaves, you do not crumble because you know their part in your story has ended and a new chapter is ready to unfold. So today, remind yourself, life is not against you. The universe is not withholding from you. Every experience, every delay is guiding you closer to what is truly yours. Trust that your blessings are already on their way. Trust that what is not meant for you will fall away, no matter how tightly you try to hold it. Trust that what is yours will always find you effortlessly, naturally, in perfect timing. Walk forward with faith in your heart. Live fully, love deeply, grow bravely. And as you do, watch how life meets you with exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. What belongs to you is sacred, and it will never be lost. The more you trust, the more peace you feel, and the more open you become to receiving the miracles waiting to arrive. You are enough on your own path. This is not just a comforting phrase, it is a truth that runs deeper than you may realize. For so long, you may have looked outside of yourself for validation, for approval, for a sign that you are worthy. You may have thought your value comes from the love of another, the praise of society, or the recognition of those around you. But the truth is, your worth has never been dependent on anyone else. It has been whole, complete, and shining from the very beginning. You came into this world carrying the spark of life itself, and nothing can diminish that light. On your own path, you may sometimes feel alone. You may compare yourself to others and wonder if you are doing enough, become enough, or living enough. These doubts can cloud your vision, making you believe you need something outside of yourself to be complete. But remember, the path you are walking is yours alone. No one else can walk it. No one else can live your story. That is what makes your journey sacred and irreplaceable. To walk your own path with courage is to honor the life you have been given. Being enough does not mean you are perfect. It does not mean you have achieved everything you desire or that you never make mistakes. Being enough means recognizing that your value is not measured by accomplishments or possessions. It is measured by the love and authenticity you bring to your life. Every time you choose kindness, every time you show resilience, every time you honor yourself with compassion, you are proving your enoughness. Even in your quiet moments, even in your struggles, you are worthy of love, peace, and fulfillment. There will be voices, both outside and inside, that tell you otherwise. Society often pressures us to achieve certain milestones, to look a certain way, to succeed by a certain standard. Your inner critic may whisper that you are behind, that you are missing something, that you are not living up to expectations. But these are illusions. They are not truths. The truth is your worth is inherent. Nothing you do or do not do can take it away. You do not need to prove your value. You are already valuable, already whole, already enough. Walking your own path sometimes requires letting go of the need for comparison. Others may seem further ahead, more successful, or happier, but what you see is only the surface. Everyone has their own lessons, their own struggles, and their own timing. Just as a flower blooms in its own season, so too do you. Trust your timing, your rhythm. Trust that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. When you stop comparing, you begin to see the richness of your own experience. Being enough also means embracing your uniqueness. There is no one else who sees the world exactly as you do, who has lived your experiences, who carries your dreams. This individuality is your gift. When you honor it, you allow yourself to live authentically. You stop trying to fit into molds that were never made for you. You stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. You stop chasing validation and instead begin to express your true self. In that expression, freedom. Your own path will not always be smooth. There will be moments of doubt, setbacks, and challenges. But each of these experiences is shaping you, teaching you, and strengthening you. They do not take away from your enoughness. They deepen it. They remind you that even difficulty, you are capable. Even in uncertainty, you can trust yourself. Even in loss, you are whole. Every step, whether graceful or clumsy, is a step of value because it belongs to your journey. Sometimes, being enough means giving yourself permission to rest. It means knowing you don't always have to push, achieve, or prove. You can pause. You can breathe. You can allow yourself to simply be. In those quiet moments, you often rediscover the truth that you don't need to add anything to yourself to be worthy. You already are. Resting in that truth is one of the greatest acts of self-love you can offer. So today, remind yourself you are enough on your own path. You do not need to be more like anyone else. You do not need to wait until you achieve something great to feel worthy. You are already worthy because you exist. You are already valuable because you are alive. Trust your journey, honor your individuality, and celebrate the enoughness that has always been within you. Your path is yours, and walking it with love, courage, and self-acceptance is more than enough.